Hello and welcome to Pharaoh, a new era. The remaster of the classic city builder is finally upon us, releasing on February 15th on Steam. Don't forget to use the link in the video description to check it out. This video is sponsored and I want to show you the enhanced and beautiful graphics, soundtrack and campaign mode. The game also offers a sandbox where you can build the ultimate city of your dreams. But for now, let's stick to the legendary campaign right up here. Pre-dynastic period. Your family begins the pre-dynastic period leading a small band of nomads through their discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly. Alrighty, and here we are now. Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen, in an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 2,000 generations. And we must lead our family to glory, of course, and this is where the campaign mode comes into play, where we are playing with our family through the missions to achieve greatness. In that case here, also the first mission, as always, is a bit of a tutorial as well, introducing us to the mechanics a bit. We can also see already the the wildlife, the ostriches, and also a road that leads over there. We need to start, like with every city builder, really, beside the road with placing us some houses. In Pharaoh, you place the kind of like advertisement sign, and people know where they can then settle, right? Let's also place a road around these houses, like so, and also up there as the game shows us already. And eventually, as we can see, the first families are moving in. Now, this game really offers now a lot of options when it comes to frame rates, for example. We have a new control scheme that we can use. It is so fluent to look at it. Also the animations. It's just really beautiful to look at, to be honest. And it's still keeping that old classical 2D hand-drawn graphic style as well. Those families are moving in. We can click on each one of them. They have something to say to us. The immigrants, and they're moving into these small huts now. The cool thing here as well is 4 tiles combine themselves into a bigger house that we can see here. And as we can see in this crude hut, there's now 4 people living in it. They have then some inventory, food, goods and luxury goods, and they also have then some needs that we need to fulfill. Alright, the next immigrants are coming in because these huts can house a few more people. And we got 195 inhabitants so far. We can also speed up the time up to 3 times the speed. Next up, we do need a well that is providing water. The game also shows us in this first mission here where we should place it. Once we build a well, we provide water, the first resource really that we need, and this will upgrade these houses then right away, as we can see, from a crude hut to a sturdy hut now. Once again, with a sturdy hut, we can also have more people living in them once more. The more people are moving over. Once everything has moved in, we do need to provide the next resource, that is food. We have a road already over here, so it's time to start with the hunting lodge, our first one. And as we can see, also we do need an entrance point for the hunting lodge and also an exit point. So we just need to make sure that this one has a road connection right next to it. Houses are being built instantly. That's very convenient. And now these people here,
I'm the most popular person in the city.
They're going to search for some workers now on the streets of the city. So this is very realistic, to be honest, right? And also, as we can see here, more families are moving in. And the big slaughtering has begun. As we're starting to hunt. Next up, we do need a granary. We do need a place where we can store food. Let's build this the granary. Right over there. And more people are moving in. And with that, with the granary, we can now start storing resources. By the way, all of this requires workforce, right? So we always need to make sure that we do have enough workers. At the moment, we have an unemployment rate of 85%. So we should be golden with workforces. That is now working perfect. Next up, we do need a way to distribute the food, right? So in a granary, it doesn't work that much. So we do need to have a bazaar. Gets the foods and goods from your granaries and storages to distribute them to nearby houses. And that is something we should also have. The game suggests here, I mean, usually I would like to go a bit more central, but let's go ahead and place it there. And with this one now, we have a bazaar that gets the resources and then distributes them among the houses, right? So she's now getting the food from the granary over there, where there's already some meat waiting for us. How many ostriches do we have? They're being slaughtered by the thousands. Alright, as we can see, food is getting over now. And now the bazaar has food in it. And now it should be her, right? No, she's still the buyer. There should be now someone going out, distributing the food then to my people. And this one has upgraded now to the meager shanty because of that. Once again, we can house more people in it. And as we can also see here, there's the food inventory now that is working for them. Alright, next up we need a roadblock here and here. Reason for that is that my people, especially my service providers, right, like this gal here, she's the bazaar trader, so she's going around distributing the food. They would go down this road as well, and we don't want that. We want to keep them within the blocks of houses where they're necessary. So very useful tool. Next up, let's provide some additional services. So we do want to have an architect post. This guy here is going around and basically keeping everything maintained, right? Otherwise my houses would collapse at some point. So let's get this one, yeah, let's get it just next to the bazaar really. And one more building is fire safety, a firehouse we should also provide. Workforce unemployment still remains high because there's so many people moving in all the time. And as we can see, the city also gets a bit more lively as people are walking around, service providers, the people themselves, commuting to their workplaces over there. Next up, a water supply. Somewhere over there. And with this one, we have finished the first mission already, so we provided the basic needs for these people. And we continue onwards to Thinis, the next mission.
Passing of a generation.
Alright, after many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house, with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will provide the worthiness of the Thinid Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority. And yeah, with that, we should not get into any debt, and we have to watch our treasure carefully. And new beginnings. And with that, we can now decide where we want to start, right? Now we have a bit more freedom of what we want to have. There is gold over there. I mean, holy cow, that's a lot of gold. And also some stone, more water, game. We are going to need that. So let's make sure that we are not too far away from game. And yeah, I think this is a good location here to start with our first city. Let's go ahead and have the first road. We have 5,000 coin, so we should be careful of not overspending it, of course. So this one is then the road that leads down there. And of course, as always, like a double road in the center. There you go. And this one also goes then a bit further up into this area. With that, let's start with the first houses. The first blocks of houses that we can have. So something like that. And then also here. Of course, once again, they also need some road access. Let's provide it. And we should also provide the well right away that provides the water then to these guys here. The first thing already, we cannot build the well here because this is desert area, right? So we do need to provide the water from up there somewhere, closer to the river with the water supply. There you go. This one has now water because it's closer to the river. And we should probably also really provide some roadblocks right away, because otherwise they would go into completely wrong directions. And there you go. Water is also now provided, and they have already upgraded to the crude hut. Now, I can see that this is already going to be difficult with that much desert land, right? We are having a very arid area here. Let's upgrade a few more. Let's build a few more houses on the other side of the road then too. Perfect. Whole populations are on the move right now. So many people. They all want to live here. They don't even know what we provide at this point, but yeah, it's going to be fine, I guess. Alright, we have people living. We have already some unemployment rate, so I should now probably also work on getting some food in, right? So with the hunting lodge, let's get this one done down here. We can also move these buildings a bit or rotate them. And yeah, I think once again we can go with 2 for the starter. So this is now going to slaughter them, the animals. And let's also have a granary close by. There's also some lake here that we can use for fishing most likely. So having the granary a bit closer should be our optimal choice here. So let's go ahead, build the granary. And then as always, we also will need now the bazaar. And also very important, the architect's post, of course. Let's provide this one. We can have it here in these tiny areas then as well. We have one here. And also the firehouse. Let's also make this one in here. Firehouse, however, will need water as well. But that is being provided. Next up, let's actually have, let's have a few more people right away. So we can have some more dense blocks. Down there as well. The first food is also coming over already. I just hope we have enough ostriches. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem here. Next up, a bazaar. Very important. Let's have it a bit closer there to the granary though, because we definitely want to keep the transportation times to a minimum. And as we can see, the food is also being transported right over there. Let's speed up the time a bit. Now it's being distributed, and as we can see, the next buildings are upgrading. We need 10 meager shanties to continue on the mission. The first ones are already appearing now. Still a lot of people moving over. We also will need to have a close look at our food. 900 at the moment. I don't want anyone to starve. Alright, has been fulfilled. Now we need to work on getting some gold in. So working on our treasury here. Lucky us, we do have we have a lot of gold deposits over there. So let's go ahead and get us the road connection. A bit narrow here. But we should manage all the way down here. And as we can see, once we move a bit closer to the gold deposits here, we can then build those mines. 2 mines it wants me to build. Let's go ahead and do this. They even have a golden obelisk as decoration. That's very, very nice to look at. And yeah, production is at 0 now. People need to move in. Oh, and we also need to provide a palace. That is where the gold is being stored then. And their production is starting up. We have, so much workforce that we really don't need to worry about that. Yeah, and with that we can also build our palace, where we should build it. And those guards are keeping people out that have no business there. The gold is being transported over then to our palace grounds. Very good. Also, we get the first crime now. So we do need to build a police station to keep the crime at bay. By the way, let's also have some more houses here. Once again, police station, let's have it on one of these smaller tiles. Can we move this one a bit further around? Yeah, not that much. And you can check your houses now with the overlays as well. So the crime overlay first. There we have fire, I think, and then there's the crime risk. And as we can see, it's rather low at the moment. But behold, crime isn't the only challenge. There's also health and diseases, so the apothecary will need to be built to maintain the health of my citizens. Let's close the overlay there again. In that case, it's a physician. Let's place it also closer to my people. And also the first temple that we need, a patron to the god of thinness, is Bast. So we need to honor Bast. And the shrine of Bast and the temple to Bast. Both of them we can build, and we should build a temple and 2 shrines. So the shrine probably is very tiny, so we can have it in our little blocks here. So let's have 2 shrines here. One down there. That's better. Also with the provision of religion, we fulfill another need for those people. And let's also build as a temple. Something bigger. And with that, we also open up the festivals, so we can build a festival square. I haven't seen a lot of ornaments yet, so I'm going to keep a bit of room around the temple then for some ornaments that we can place. And let's also make sure that we continue with a few more houses. So, where's the water? There's the water supplier, so we can definitely add a few houses then here. Some smaller houses then. Then also a road connection here. Oh, Bast is also pleased with my city, and she has thrown a festival so that all the gods will notice your piety. Yeah, I love cats. Thank you very much. It also gets a bit more complicated now with the festival square, because this one here needs an intersection before we can build it, right? So if we move now further into this area, I will need to provide an intersection. Let's just make sure that we actually go for the right direction, because of course we always need to keep the water in our mind here, because it's such an arid land. So I think up there we have the water that comes down that we can provide. Here we have the water carrier though, so this area should be golden for now. So let's go ahead and have some more people living here. Not too close though, like this, because here we do have then our festival square. Build that road. So that is an intersection, right? One goes up here and one goes down here, connecting those houses then. And let's build the festival square. Perfect, there we can build it. And this one is now providing festivals then. Also overseers to the temples to determine the status of each of the gods in any particular city and whether the gods are sufficiently appeased. Lightning bolts indicate that the god is feeling hostile towards your city, while a blue mystic symbol indicates the god is feeling benevolent. As we can see, Bast here in the overlay right now apathetic, and we have some temples, we have a festival ground, and would not be too bad, right? I think he's fine at the moment. Hold a new festival in honor of Bast, and it's going to be a common festival. Let's make it we can even afford a lavish one. Let's order a lavish festival that we're providing. More houses, perfect. Let's also provide a few more houses here. And probably also another water source. Yep. Oh. Lavish festival. The day-long festival is starting. People all over the city are heading to the festival square now and seem to be in good spirits. Your chosen god appreciates your dedication. People are really happy. Alright, let's also build another water source here. That is the furthest spot where we can build it. And let's also control it by another block here. I definitely don't want them and here, because I want to have these water carriers going into this area here. Oh, and there is already some rough cottages now. As more people move in. Next up, let's also provide some entertainment, so a juggler school and a booth. So the juggler school trains jugglers. Oh, by the way, we got the first deaths here as well because of health reasons. The juggler school, this one trains them, and then we do need a booth where they can operate, right? So once again, this also needs to be then at these junctions here. So I think this is a very good area there. And probably also then here. So within the city. Oh, and with that we already reached victory once more. You have built the first true city in this unforgiving land, providing for your citizens' corporal and spiritual needs, and have helped the Thanid Confederacy unify the divided land. With that we can now continue onward to the next mission. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you liked the game, don't forget you can check it out on Steam now right away. And with that, stay tuned.